if Don Lemon is lucky, maybe, just maybe, he might get a job on the Griot Politics, formerly known as the Black News Channel, with Mark Lamont Hill, a channel with 144,000 subscribers, allegedly, but can't break 1,000 views on a video that was released 10 days ago. Maybe he might get a job over there, but most likely he'll just disappear like they all do, like Mark Lamont Hill, like Tiffany Cross, like Touré. Remember Touré? Of course you don't. Ladies and gentlemen, Don Lemon has officially received his N-word wake-up call. Now, I say this because you have to take a moment to look at and analyze the way in which both him and Tucker Carlson were let go of and or were fired from their respective networks on the same day. When Fox News came out and stated that Tucker Carlson and Fox News would be parting ways, Fox News released Tucker Carlson with grace, thanking him for his services at the network and for his services that he contributed to the network prior to him being the main host of the network when he was simply a contributor. They thanked him for his services and let him go with grace, despite the fact that his rhetoric has now cost Fox News close to $1 billion in settlement fees, right? But they still release him with grace. Yet when you look at Don Lemon and how he was fired from CNN, CNN literally fired Don Lemon an hour before clock-in time. Don Lemon, the night before Sunday night, set his alarm clock to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. He got up at 3 a.m., was ready and on his way out the door by 4 a.m., and before he could even get to the front door of CNN Studios, he got a phone call from his agent saying, "You've been fired. You don't have a job anymore. Brother, just turn back around, go home, and you might as well go to sleep." And that's when Don Lemon released this statement on Twitter, sounding very salty and very disrespected. And the tweet reads as such: "I was informed this morning by my agent that I've been terminated by CNN. I am stunned. After 17 years at CNN, I would have thought that someone in management would have the decency to tell me directly. At no time was I ever given any indication that I would not be able to continue to do work I love at the network. It's clear that there are some larger issues at play. With that said, I want to thank my colleagues and my team members that I've worked with for an incredible run. They are the most talented journalists in the business, and I wish them all the best." Now, mind you, what was Don Lemon's offense, essentially? Because we kind of all saw this coming already when he was released from his primetime slot, and I believe he was shifted over to an early morning show with two women. His original offense was simply offending women by stating that at a certain age, women are no longer in their, quote, prime. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he had since apologized for it. He did all the backflips, all the bowing, and all the crying that you're supposed to do to maintain your job within mainstream media. But at the end of the day, they still threw him in the trash like a dirty 17-year-old used up rag. Imagine that. Tap dancing for CNN for 17 years. Just for them to spit you out like a used up piece of gum that's lost its flavor. But now as we sit and we look at how things have played out for Don Lemon, can we really feel bad for him? Should we really feel sorry for him? No. At no point in time throughout his 17-year career has he ever seriously stomped the yard for Black Americans and a Black agenda, to which he was holding the Democratic Party accountable, consistently overtaking the Black American vote for granted. He was never really about that, and he never displayed that, not on a consistent basis. Now, every now and then, when you see some Black kid get shot by a cop, oh, Don Lemon's pretty Black then because he's allowed to be. In the face of any other type of injustices, when he's allowed to be Black, now he's stomping the yard in the name of civil rights. But when it really matters the most, and not just on one or two occasions, but when it really matters for you to be consistent with pressing a party that's supposed to be on the side of Black people, but never do anything for Black people, when it comes to him pressing the line for Black Americans on that front consistently on a night in, night out basis, He would never do it. If anything, he would always come up with excuses, because at the end of the day, Don Lemon is Democrat first. He's a Democratic Party loyalist. He's not loyal to the black community. He's loyal to the Democratic Party and to his wallet. And that's fine. You can do that. But don't put out salty tweets crying about how you gave 17 years of your life to a company that then threw you out like a dirty rag. We don't want to hear that now. You don't get to cry about that now. And secondly, think about what typically happens in situations like this, like Don Lemon. When they get used up and spit out, they disappear into nothingness, like Mark Lamont Hill. If Don Lemon is lucky, maybe, just maybe, he might get a job on the Griot Politics, formerly known as the Black News Channel, with Mark Lamont Hill, a channel with 144,000 subscribers, allegedly, but can't break 1,000 views on a video that was released 10 days ago. Maybe he might get a job over there. But most likely, he'll just disappear like they all do, like Mark Lamont Hill, like Tiffany Cross, like Touré. Remember Touré? Of course you don't, because they just disappear into nothingness. After tap dancing for the Democratic Party for years, throwing your people under the bus, only caring about your paycheck and how much money is in your bank account based on you tap dancing for the Democratic Party, when they chew you up and spit you out, there's nowhere for you to go. But I guarantee you, on the other hand, when it comes to Tucker Carlson, soon enough, you'll find him on Newsmax. You'll hear about some big contract that Rumble is going to offer Tucker Carlson, like they offered Joe Rogan the $100 million contract when he was in the process of being canceled. Independent conservative news outlet Daily Wire has already expressed their desire to sign Tucker Carlson to their network. And if he chooses not to sign with any independent conservative network, I'm pretty sure that there are billionaire backers behind him that are ready to invest in him to start his own network. Just like we saw happen many years ago with Glenn Beck when he launched The Blaze after being released from Fox News. But notice, when black political pundits who tap dance for the Democratic Party on their news networks get let go, they completely disappear. There is nowhere for them to go. There is nowhere for them to go, and there is no billion-dollar backers who are going to invest in them to create their own network. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, they never had the hearts of the people anyway. They never had the hearts of the black community. These were individuals that were propped up by major corporations, and the bright lights fooled everyone into thinking that they were bigger and more important than who and what they really were. But like so many before Don Lemon, once they've been used up and thrown out, they disappear and nobody cares. And with all that being said, that does it for today's video. So please make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification next to the subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. All social media links will be pinned in the comment section below. I also have a Telegram group now, so if you have Telegram, make sure to hit the link in the description box below as well as pinned in the comment section to join my Telegram group. And also, please make sure you text tdhiphop to number 33222. That's tdhiphop to number 33222. That way you'll get a text notification whenever I release a new video, but it also serves as an insurance plan for myself, so in case YouTube ever gives me the axe, I'll be able to send you a direct link to where you can find me next. And last but certainly not least, for those of you who have a love and appreciation for the work that I put in on this channel, the number one way you can show your support is through Patreon. For only $3 a month, that will help put me in position to take TD Hip Hop Media off of YouTube. Remember, the goal is not to grow big on YouTube, but to grow independent of YouTube. And for those of you who have issues with joining Patreon, you can also hit the join button that's next to the subscribe button, and that way you can become an official channel member for as little as $3 a month as well. And lastly, if you haven't already, please make sure you join the emailing list. There is no way that I can go independent of YouTube if I cannot take the audience with me. And the link to that will be pinned in the comment section as well. Thank you for your time, and until the next video, peace.